All right, we're ready to go. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf, or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, let's start on the ladies' side. First person I have, is it a ring gone?
Yes.
Aaron gone?
She
Okay.
That next one.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. Your bond is set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Did you say no?
Speak up so I can hear you.
So, can you repeat? I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. You've been charged with one count of battery. Your bond is going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I don't have not all these 5,000.
You can go through a bonding company, they'll charge you a percentage, usually around 10% of the bond.
Okay,
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Julio Candelaria. Do you understand that?
I don't understand, but it's, that is my husband. I don't have no family. I'm here. We live together. That's my house. I don't have nowhere to go. So my kids over there, that's the only people I know in this country. So I don't have nowhere to go. I don't have nobody else to call. So I had to call him because I don't have nobody else. I don't know nobody else in this country.
Okay, so the purpose of the stay away provision on the bond is I don't know you, I don't know your husband. I just know that something happened yesterday that has caused you to come before me. What we do not want is whatever happened yesterday to flare up again tonight.
I don't understand.
So that's why we place the stay away provision on the bond so that there's at least an acknowledgement and an understanding that if you go back around this person, you could get felony charges of aggravated stalking and you'll be in jail until your trial. So you have an incentive to not be around that person. Okay.
Okay.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, but we're currently doing things by Zoom. That court date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. What I would encourage you to, well, I'm not going to encourage you to do this, but like I said, I don't know you. I don't know your husband. I don't know if the police got there just before somebody was killed or this was just a regular day. If Mr. Candelaria is not afraid of you, Mr. Candelaria can contact the solicitor's office and say, hey, I'm not afraid of her. I want her to come back home. And they will look into the case and they will make that determination. But they're the people that are going to have to make that determination now. Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I'm not understanding the parking, please.
So you have the right to be represented by a lawyer. You can hire your own lawyer, you can represent yourself, or you can request to have a lawyer appointed to represent you. Which option do you choose?
I can represent myself, I think, because I don't have now money to hire a lawyer.
So you said you're going to represent yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
Yes, the only thing I have is the thing I already tell you. I gotta call him because that's the only person I know. And then I talked to him last night after I got here. They let me use the phone. And then, yeah, he said he okay. He can pay my, help me, come pick me up if I can get off and I'm good to go home. And then
Right.
I don't know what to do because, like I told you, I don't have nobody else to call.
Right. Well, it says that some of the altercation between you and your husband was captured on body worn cameras by the police. So you have to understand, ma'am, you are an adult and you're expected to act like an adult, not like a child. And if you do things that violate the law, you go to jail. The police just don't come knocking on doors saying who they can arrest. So if you did things that allowed yourself to get arrested, you have to then change your behavior. Okay? Is there anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, you're free to go back. Mrs. Is it Duraku?
Yes, here she is.
Okay. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault. And you have no criminal history. So I'm gonna set a bond on this offense at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I get a bond first.
Yes, ma'am.
How much would that be?
You will have to contact the bonding companies. I'm not an agent for them. I don't work for them. So you contact them, you tell them your name, your charge, your bond amount, and they will tell you what fee that they will charge. Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from, is it a Chukwuma?
Chukuma.
Okay, Duraku.
Yes.
Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning because this is a felony offense. You post bond, that date will get waived and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
How much do you make per hour?
Right now it's $17, but in September, they take it back, it'll be $12.75.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, just wanted to let you know that my son is schizobipolar and he tried to jump me and it happened before. Oh, I'm sorry. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, ma'am. You're free to go back. Is it Miss Ezard? Ezard?
Yeah, she's coming.
Okay.
She is, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir.
Okay. Would you, well, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived if you're able to bond out. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. What I would encourage you to do is to contact the bonding companies that are authorized to write bonds here in Clayton County and tell them your name and your charge, and they will tell you what fee they will charge you. But I would not resign myself to sitting in jail. If you're unable to make those financial connections or negotiations, you can request to get placed on a plea calendar, which for misdemeanor cases happens every Tuesday. And they'll place you on that calendar and you'll have an opportunity to resolve your case with your lawyer and a solicitor. Okay?
Yes.
You have any questions for me, ma'am?
No. Well,
Okay.
I do, being that this is my first event, I don't qualify for.
Still not for that.
So, ma'am, people come in and they have this whole thing. This is the first time I did this or whatever. That really doesn't factor into the bond considerations. You're an adult. You're expected to act as an adult. And if you don't get to come in and ask for some kind of lesser consideration. Okay. All right. You're free to go back. Miss Jackson.
she is.
Okay. Miss Jackson, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond's going to be set at $1,500 for that. 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Bond is going to be set at $3,000 for that. 1 count of not having your license on person. Bond is going to be set for $500, and 1 count of obstructing or hindering your license plate. Seems like having your license plate obscured. Bond is also going to be $500 for that. So you're going to have a total bond of $5,500. Can you post that bond, ma'am?
For bail bonds.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You do qualify, ma'am. Going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Jones.
Okay. Ms. Jones. Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, damage to property, and 1 count of theft by taking. The bond is going to be set at $5,000 on the theft by taking charge, and the bond is going to be set at $5,000 on the criminal trespass, damage to property. You know what? I'm sorry. It's going to be $2,000 on theft by taking, $5,000 on the criminal trespass, damage to property. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am? Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't see your form. Ma'am, are you currently working?
Yes.
About how much you make per hour?
15, 20.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss McDaniel.
He's coming. Here she is.
Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of battery, simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of obstructing an officer. Bond is going to be set at $2,000, and 1 count of disorderly conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So you're going to have a total bond of $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Through the bail bonds. Yeah.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th. The paper isn't cooperating. Yes, September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yes. So if I switch it and go get my own lawyer, like I can do that, right? Because right now I'm not sure if I can get my own. That's why I'm saying
Okay, Miss McDaniel, take a breath.
Wait.
I said, take a breath. Take a breath. That's a totally appropriate answer. I was ready to answer it with the first statement. Yes. You have every right to the lawyer that you choose. So if you decide to hire a new lawyer, just let the old lawyer know that you're discharging that lawyer. So that lawyer is no longer filing motions or doing anything on your case. Okay?
Mhm.
Any other questions, ma'am?
No,
Okay, free to go back.
thank you.
Miss Smedley,
Here she is.
ma'am, you're charged with one count of unlawful conduct during a 911 call. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. And is Miss Stout OTV?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's the end, correct?
Yep, that is the end of the female side.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day. Let's switch over to the male side.
Your Honor, I have Stout Omar. He's from medical. Yeah, he's not feeling too well. I don't know if you can take him first. We can send him back.
Yes, I'll handle in whatever order you need. You're over there. I'm over here. What was the name?
Stout Omar, Oakland.
Okay.
Number 16 on the sheet.
Okay. Yeah, we had two. We had like a stout and then another stout with an E today. I'm sorry. I'm just
Omar,
opining.
Omar, Oakland.
Yes, bring him up. Bring him up. Give me 1 second, sir. You're Mr. Omar
Yes,
Stout.
sir. Yes, sir.
Stoute, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you're charged with battery and criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for the battery charge and $3,000 for the criminal trespass. So for a total bond of $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's going to be a stay away provision on the bond. Stay away from Alicia Jones. Do you understand that?
Thank you. No problem.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back. I hope you feel better. So are we going back to Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Brown, sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass, damage to property, and one count of battery, family violence. Both of these are being written as misdemeanor offenses. You're going to have a $3,000 bond on the criminal trespass charge and a $5,000 bond on the family violence battery. That's going to give you a total bond of $8,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir? Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir. Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You do qualify, Mr. Brown. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, free to go back.
So Christian,
Mr. Christian, sir, you're charged with one count of driving a vehicle with a suspended license. The bond has been automatically set by schedule at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Christian. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
They were saying a hold for Union City. I'm trying to see, can I go ahead and pay the bond and is Union City coming to get?
The short answer is yes. Most likely, if there's a hold out of Union City, it's a municipality, it's for failure to appear, and you probably just need to pay whatever they want you to pay.
Okay.
And so you can do both of the things at the same time. Because if you post bond here in Clayton County, there's not a guarantee that Union City is just gonna hop in the car. There's a deputy waiting to see if you posted your bond. They're gonna hop in the car and come pick you up. You should probably check and see if there's a, it's generally called a discharge amount, but if there's an amount that's set for the issue in Union City, generally it's a failure to appear, and it's something that you can just pay it and be done with it. And I'm just presuming that you may have the ability to do that. If you do have the ability to do that, that'll help you. It'll save you like time sitting in a jail cell, but it's up to you. It's your choice.
Okay.
All right. Free to go back, sir. We have Mr. Hutchinson. You are Mr. Hutchinson.
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. This is a felony offense. I've set a bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Hutchinson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
They said I had another charge. That's the only charge I got.
That is the only charge I see. That's the only charge I see.
Thank you, John.
Who told you you had another charge?
So maybe I was just hearing stuff.
Well, and I'm asking you this because if you do have another charge out of this jurisdiction, you're gonna have to come back before me tomorrow.
Because I was picked up on a warrant.
Okay. Was the warrant for a failure to appear?
Yes.
Okay. So what'll happen is that you may be in the same boat as the other person, where if there's a we call them FTA. There's a FTA that's out there. You're not going to be able to bond out while that warrant is posted. And what I mean by bond out, I mean get out. Like you can bond out of here and then get sent to whatever jurisdiction where the FTA is pending. I'm sorry.
Madam
Your Honor,
Chair?
Yes.
yeah, it's the FTA. This is Hutchinson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got it's the FTA is for us. He's got $1,000 bond, so he can bond out if he gets a bond with you first appearance.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes,
So there's the FTA is for $1,000. So in addition to the bond you have now, you pay the $1,000 here and you can get out.
okay, so I got a total bond of $4,000.
Yes. And the reason I say it that way is because it's basically two separate cases, two separate issues. So it's not a total. It is a total to you, but it has nothing to do with these charges.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, I got you. So I can go to a bonding company for all this. Right.
Yes, sir. You should.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, you're charged with one count of theft by taking. This is listed as a felony offense. The bond is going to be set at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir. I don't understand why it's a felony.
So the value of the item that's taken is what makes a determination whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony.
Can I?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to explain to you. In this particular situation, the allegation is that you took a vehicle from a Nora Slayton and the vehicle had a value of $5,500. That would make it a felony offense.
So me and Nora share a vehicle. This particular date, I took the vehicle because we had a disagreement. I left.
Hold on. Let me caution you, Mr. Jackson. This is being broadcast on the internet. Okay. Mr. Jackson, you can say whatever you want to say, and I will listen because that's my job. My job also is to counsel you that this is being put on the internet. You haven't spoken to a lawyer about this yet, have you? You haven't discussed whatever defenses that you may have to this, have you?
No, sir.
So don't start. I understand. And after I stop talking, I'm going to let you say whatever's on your mind. But I've been a defense lawyer my whole life, more than 20 years. And I always hate when my client tell everything before I even get a chance to come in and defend the client. So I'm not defending the client against what the cops say the client did. I'm defending the client about what the client said the client did. So that's my only warning. So tell me what you want to tell me.
I guess that all I'm asking for is a reduced bond amount. I don't know if this even matters, but the vehicle was returned. There's paperwork confirming that the vehicle was returned on the same day that the vehicle was reported taken. And that's all.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna reduce it by half to $5,000.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, there's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond, stay away from Nora Slayton. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm looking for your form, but you do understand why I stopped you, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, free to go back.
Mr. Johnson Albert.
Sir, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license and one count of not having the child properly restrained in a child seat or carrier. Their total bond is going to be set at $2,000, $1,500 for the driving on suspended license, and $500 on a child restraint charge. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Excuse me, Your Honor. There was no kid. There's no kid. There's no children in that field. It was just me and another grown man.
Okay.
I only have one witness, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can make.
I'm sorry. It says you were observed pulling out of the Shell gas station without a seatbelt on. But the way that it's written on the bond order is a child restraint. So the bond would be the same in either instance.
Is that going to be reduced or the old on?
Is there what?
Can I have it reduced a little bit, the bond?
So these are set by schedule, which means they're automatically set. So what that means is that a group of judges sat down and decided what bonds would be appropriate. So for these two offenses, they set these automatic bonds by schedule, which is to your benefit because you can just bond out. You don't have to spend the night in jail. So I don't go reducing the bonds that are set by schedule. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it the way that it is. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No,
I'm sorry?
no,
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
no.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Mr. Muggsy.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with one count of family violence battery and one count of cruelty to children in the third degree. Both of these are misdemeanor offenses. I've set a $5,000 bond for each offense. So that's going to be a total bond of $10,000. You believe you can post that bond? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond. Stay away from a Christina Smith. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sure.
Okay. Now, you are on the edge, but I am going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, free to go back, sir.
Mr. Molloy Calvin.
Sir, you've been charged with 4 separate offenses. One is speeding more than 35 miles over the speed limit. Bond is going to be set at $1,500 for that. Reckless driving, bond is going to be set at $2,000 for that offense. Possession of marijuana less than an ounce, bond is going to be set at $1,500. Use or possession of drug-related objects, bond is going to be set at $1,500. So you're going to have a total bond of $6,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Ogletree Alfred.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. I said the bond at $4,000. You believe you can post that bond?
No, sir. Well, I would like to ask, can you, reduce the charge, sir? I mean, I told a paper plate, a paper plate, and it didn't hit the lady.
All this question, sir.
Okay, so the answer is no. You are an adult. You have control over what you do with your hands and what you do with your body.
Paper.
I don't care if it was in tissue paper. You have control. Let me ask you this. Are you an adult?
Yes, but I was sprayed with ammonia. That's why I threw the paper plate.
Why didn't you just leave?
I stayed at the house. I'm on disability.
Why did you not just leave? And your answer is because I stay there. So instead of leaving and going about my business, I'm gonna throw paper plates and go to jail. That doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. I don't, whether you're on disability or not. Are we on the same page?
I really will.
Okay. All right. Well, bond's gonna be set at $4,000. There's gonna be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Carmen Anderson. Do you understand that? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Can you reduce the bond?
The answer to that question was no. Okay, free to go back.
Shepherd Ricardo.
How you doing, y'all?
All right, you're Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
I thought I had you as listed as bonded out.
Yes, they had, I had cashed out the whole 3,500 at 3 o'clock. And shift changed and they still been having.
Okay, Mr. Shepherd. Okay, take a breath.
Okay.
So this whole process for me started at 7 o'clock this morning. For the clerks and everybody else and deputies, it started overnight. So it's a big ship to kind of turn things around. So your bond has most likely been set. It was written on the paperwork that you were sent to bonding. So when you leave here, they're going to tell you, pack your stuff and go. Okay. So you are, the more time you and I speak is the more time you're going to spend in jail. You're free to go, Mr. Shepherd.
Marcus.
Sir, you're charged with 3 driving related offenses, driving on suspended license, the bond is set at $1,500. Having an expired tag, bond set at $500. Driving a vehicle with no insurance, bond is set at $1,000. So that's a total bond of $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. Any questions for me?
How would I go about the failure to appear?
Do you know what jurisdiction it's out of?
They said I had one for Riverdale and one for Fairview.
Okay, so the fastest thing for you to do is to contact a family member that can contact Riverdale and Fayetteville and pay, because with most municipalities, when there is a failure to appear, they have a bond amount set. So all you got to do is pay that amount and you're done. The slow thing to do is to pay your bond here, get sent to Riverdale and pay the bond there, and then get sent to Fayetteville and pay the bond there. You're probably going to spend about a month doing that. So those are your options. Okay. All right, sir. Free to go back.
So Stoke, Raphael.
Mr. Stokes, sir, you've been charged with one count of family violence battery. Bond's been set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? I'm sorry. There's a stay away provision on the bond. Stay away from an Alvin Grace. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Stokes? All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Tali Jabez.
Mr. Tally, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery. I set the bond at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond. Stay away from a James Ellis. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Tally. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, free to go back.
William Darian.
Mr. Darian Williams. I think we got 3 Williams today. Mr. Darian Williams, sir, you charged one count of family violence battery and one count of obstructing an officer. Set a $5,000 bond on the battery charge, $2,000 bond on the obstructing an officer charge, for a total bond of $7,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sorry.
Okay. Your there's going to be a stay away provision on this bond. Stay away from an Allison MacArthur. Do you understand that?
Correct.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Correct. And I also have a question, Your Honor.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Williams. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. What is your questions, sir?
I had to bond out for a case before that, and I had to bond out for, and they told me that I had to wait to make an appearance in front of you.
Yes.
My mom had told me and everything that basically she had talked to the bail bondsman, and they had already got like the total. So am I free to go, or?
Well, I'll say this. That does not necessarily sound correct to me, for this reason. The charges that you're charged with, these are charges where you have to go before a judge. So if you have not gone before a judge that has set bond on these charges, bond has not been set on these charges.
Okay, so I have to go through another bond company, or bond out of.
Well, you can go through the same bonding company, because what happens from sort of a technical standpoint, when this hearing is over, I start breaking down the paperwork. I make sure I've signed everything, initialed everything. I send it back over to the sheriff's department. and then they start inputting the information into their computer. Bonding company, if they're authorized to write bonds here in Clayton County, they will have access to the information once it's been inputted.
Okay.
So these warrants, these two warrants are from, they were signed June 12th of 2020.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't believe that there would have been a bond like already set or preset, as we would call it.
Okay.
So I would just check and make certain. And so you already have a relationship with the bonding company. You can contact them and say, hey, I appeared before Judge Gardner. He set a $5,000 bond on the battery and $2,000 on the obstructing an officer. They will know already what the total amount is going to be and what it's going to make out to. So they can make the arrangements now to have you ready to bond out. So when the paperwork gets inputted into the system, they'll be knocking on the door saying, pack your stuff and go.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're ready. You're free to go back, sir.
Thank you. William Walter Lease.
Mr. Walter Williams, sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, stay away from a Nicole Johnson. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, free to go back.
Webb Joshua Thomas.
Mr. Webb, sir, you're charged with one count of a window tint violation on your vehicle and one count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. You're going to have a $500 bond on the window tint violation and $1,500 bond on the possession of marijuana less than an ounce for a total bond of $2,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for September 28th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Webb. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. So I posted bail for the 2000. So when I posted bail, an hour or two later, they said I owe 25. And so after they said that, they said I had to pay that 500. Then I'd be able to get out. So I just wanted clarity on that.
So what they told you is probably the true and accurate figure. The sheriff's department is required by law to add fees to any bond that's set. I don't have access to the fee schedule, so I don't quote the bond with the fee. I place a bond, and for situations where bond is already set, the sheriff's department, they already know. So both of these offenses were already set. They're set by schedule.
Yes, sir.
So the number they told you is a true and accurate number.
Yeah, that's I know that because I did post the bill. It was 340 I had paid, and so I was just wondering like I got to pay extra 500, so that would be like 840. Because we went through a bail bondsman.
Okay. So explain that to me again, just so I make sure that I understand what you're talking about.
So when I posted bail, they said I had posted for 2040, but my family, they went to a bail bondsman and they told me to pay 340. And so when the lady told me, she said I still had 500 left to pay. And so I was just wondering, like, would I pay 10% of that, or would I pay a full 500? Because I've already paid the 340, so that would be like 840, which would be like way more than 10%. So I was just wondering like, how that would go.
So are you saying that you have a third charge?
No, sir.
Okay.
Like,
So I'll say this, Mr. Webb. I'm sort of at a disadvantage in this conversation because I'm not like sitting there viewing the bonding information. You have two charges. There are bonds that are automatically set. So when you came in the door and you got processed, you may have been either told a number or given a number. In my experience, that is the true and correct number when you're talking about cases that have been set by schedule or bonds that have been set by schedule. So when you're saying that there is something added or extra, for me, without having the benefit of looking at the documents, I don't know if when you use the term added or extra, if it's the same as additional information.
yeah, it was additional information. So, cause like at first when she told me, she only told me 2,000, and she didn't tell me about the fees. And so then when I posted, she told me about the fees. So I was just wondering like, would I pay that full 500 for those fees, or would I pay 2%?
The amount plus the fees is what you're going to be required to pay. And like I said, I don't have access to that schedule, so I can't even get close to telling you what the end number will be, but it will be $2,000 plus the fees.
Yes, sir. You answered it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
William Jeffrey.
Good morning. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of trafficking marijuana. This is one of those offenses that I cannot set bond. If you're charged with trafficking marijuana in Georgia and it's more than 10 pounds, I'm not allowed to set bond at the first appearance. This is going to be something that the district attorney can consent to, but I can't set it down. So if your lawyer contacts district attorney tomorrow and reach an agreement about bond, I'll sign it. I really don't care one way or another, but lawfully I cannot set bond. So you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning. You're gonna have a bond hearing date set for October 1st at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Looks like you're gonna hire your own lawyer.
Yes, sir.
That would, in my opinion, would be the best route for you to take to get out of jail as fast as possible. And it's already, this is Wednesday, it's my second day of doing first appearance for this week, and I already have over 100 pounds of marijuana that's been caught at the airport. So it's not an infrequent thing, and primarily the people have maybe like 2 or 3 arrests max. So hire your lawyer, have your lawyer contact the district attorney and to advocate on your behalf for you to get out of jail, okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
William Tash Jordan.
So you're charged with possession of marijuana more than an ounce. I've set a bond at $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do qualify qualify. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
I think that's the last one, Your Honor.
I had an add-on of a Brandon Todd. And I'm sorry, I did not notify you in the beginning. I'll give you his LE number. Is 220-1029.
220-1029.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'm gonna try to locate him for you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off, but I'm gonna be still here.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I got Mr. Todd.
Mr. Todd, sir, you have been added on to this calendar. There was, someone felt there was a need to add you on. So,
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I turned myself in and, they didn't process me till 6 hours when I was here. The CEO, I guess, lost my paperwork, so they sent a request to add me to your, calendar today, sir.
okay, so this is your first appearance hearing. We're not here to try your case. We're not here to take a guilty plea or anything like that. I'm just simply here to tell you what you've been charged with, to set bond on these offenses, which I have set bond on the offenses, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney, and to give you new court dates, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you've been charged with one count of simple battery. Bond's going to be set at $5,000. One count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. Bond's going to be set at $3,000. So that's going to be a total bond of $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, I will.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's been set for September 27th at 8:30 in the morning, because the criminal damage to property in the second degree is a felony offense. If you make bond, that date will get waived and you'll get a new court date in the mail. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a DeAndrea Crawford. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Todd?
Yes, sir. I work with Southeast Trucking Company and also have my own cleaning company, LLC.
Okay. About how much would you estimate that you either make per hour or per month?
Per hour, I made $20 an hour with the Southeastern Trucking Company.
Okay.
And I have one contract with $8,000.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I was wondering if I can get a signature bond instead of paying a bond, but you already said it, so. Because of my first offense.
The short answer is probably not. I'm gonna look you up. But the process for going through that, it has to go through the chief magistrate judge. So what that means is that I would have to hold you over in jail one night until tomorrow to get the answer of whether it's yes or no.
I got you. Okay.
Okay. It may be in your best interest to bond yourself out and, go about your business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anything else, sir?
That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. You're free to go back.
Your Honor,
That's it?
thank you. May I excuse?
Yes, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time and your
sir.
patience.